Hey there, welcome. You ever feel like you're just drowning in information? I mean, you scroll and you scroll, but at the end of the day, you're not really any smarter, just more tired? Well, today we're going to cut through all that noise. We're on the hunt for the good stuff, the ideas that actually make you think. Let's get into it.
Right? It's that feeling. You spend hours online, but if someone asks what you learned, you kind of just draw a blank. It's like trying to get a drink of water from a fire hose. Finding something that genuinely makes you go, huh, that's interesting, feels like finding a needle in a haystack.
Okay, but what if you didn't have to do all that digging? Imagine having like a personal curator for the internet. Someone who wades through all the junk for you and just hands you the absolute coolest, most surprising stuff each week. That's kind of the journey we're going to get a little taste of today.
And we're kicking things off with something that, honestly, it might just stop you in your tracks. It's just one statistic, but it's about time and about the people we love most.
Seriously, take a second, try to picture it. Every single holiday, every dinner, every random visit, all the time you've ever had and ever will have face-to-face with your parents. Get that big number in your head.
Because here's the kicker. By the time you leave home around age 18, you've probably already used up 90% of that time. 90%. And if you're around 30, that number is probably closer to 95%. Wow, it's a huge, sobering thought that most of that precious time is already behind us.
And really, what this all comes down to is just how precious right now is. It's a powerful wake-up call to connect more with our parents, for sure, but for anyone out there who has kids, it's a reminder to just soak it all in, to really be there, because that time is just so finite.
All right, so from that really deep thought on family, we're going to do a complete 180. I mean, a whiplash-inducing turn, because this next bit shows the wild range of ideas you can stumble upon when you're just curious.
And this is exactly what I love. In one breath, you're talking about the absolute cutting-edge future of AI, and in the very next, you're digging into why a cartoon banana peel slip is even a thing. It just goes to show you, amazing ideas are hiding absolutely everywhere.
So let's look at the future first. Creators like Sarah Dietschy are making these AI clones of themselves, and it's not just a party trick. Think about it. You can use it to add a quick voiceover or update an old video without having to reshoot the whole thing. It saves an insane amount of time. It's practical, but it also makes you wonder about the future of, well, being you online.
And now, let's jump back to the past. Get this. Slipping on a banana peel used to be a real, actual public health crisis in the late 1800s. No joke. There was no real sanitation, so peels were everywhere, causing serious injuries, even deaths. It got so bad, people were running insurance scams based on it. So yeah, one of our oldest, silliest gags has this surprisingly dark and very real history.
Okay, so from the weirdly serious history of banana peels, let's pivot to two gigantic economic forces that are shaping our world. One is from the absolute peak of modern pop culture, and the other, well, it's as old as civilization itself.
$5 billion. That's not a typo. That is the estimated economic impact Taylor Swift's Eras Tour had on the U.S. economy in 2024. Not what she made, the impact. Her tour is basically its own industry. It's just staggering.
And look, it's way more than just the money. She's a force of nature, culturally and economically. But the real game changer? Her decision to re-record her old albums. That was a massive power move for artist rights, and it sent shockwaves through the whole music industry.
And speaking of powerful forces, let's talk gold. The story of gold is just wild when you break it down. It started as just a shiny rock that people thought looked cool. That's it. But that simple allure turned it into the foundation of our entire financial system for centuries. And even now, in our digital world, this metal still has this weird, mythical power over the global economy.
So, we've covered family, tech, weird history, massive economies. But what do we do with all this stuff? I mean, what's the point? That brings us to one last idea, a really powerful one that kind of pulls everything together.
Just let that sink in for a second. A lot of people aren't really living life, they're just reading about it. Ugh, that's a real gut check, isn't it? It makes you ask yourself, am I just scrolling through other people's stories, or am I actually out there making my own?
Now, here's the craziest part. What if I told you that everything, and I mean everything we just talked about, the 90% stat, the AI clones, the deadly banana peels, Taylor Swift empire, the entire history of gold, what if I told you all of that came from the exact same place? All of it, from just one weekly email. And that's the whole idea behind the weekly NishIsHere newsletter. It's that personal curator we were talking about at the beginning.
It's a weekly burst of fascinating, curated ideas from tech, pop culture, business, you name it. It's all designed to just spark your curiosity and give you something truly interesting to chew on each week.
So if you enjoyed this little trip through all these wild and wonderful ideas, believe me, there is so much more where that came from. If you want to get insights just like these delivered to you every single week and really start feeding your own curiosity, head on over to NishIsHere.com. Thanks so much for exploring with me.